Shut up and sit down.
Hello, welcome to Thinking Out Loud. I'm your host, Sam Bradley. Today we are thinking out loud about all the super fun superhero movies that are coming out in 2017. I'm joined by artist Toby Rainbird-Webb.
Hiya.
There he is. And I'm also joined by musician and writer Alec Wilson. How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. It's all good. So let's get right in because there's a lot of movies to cover. Logan, March 3rd. We've all watched the trailer.
Oh yeah.
What do we think,
Yeah,
Alec?
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Fucking buzzed.
I'm really buzzed by it. I'm not really I don't have a history of these films under my belt, but I got really turned on, not in a sexual way, but just
What kind of way?
I love a lot of things, but Hugh Jackman sexually is not one.
Well,
Really? I can.
Mate, you're missing
cool.
out.
So you're looking forward to the movie?
Can't wait.
Good. Jesus.
Toby?
Toby?
I'm excited about it because I like some of the X-Men films and
Which ones? Are you a Singer fan? Because he's done a lot. He did the first
did alright.
two.
I like the first two, and then it gets third one, and he's not in that. And
That was
I don't know.
Brett Ratner, wasn't it, directed that one?
I liked First Class, and
First Class was so good.
it was really good. And I feel this one's going to be really gritty, and it's going to be very much about developing the characters rather than this universe. I feel like there's very much
it's his last one though, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's sad. I liked him I liked the Wolverine. I don't know if many people did. I didn't like the villain in it.
Was that the second one?
Yeah,
Because he's had three. This will be the third solo Wolverine movie, and the Wolverine was the second film. That I got really bummed out because that was the one that was supposed to be directed by Darren Aronofsky, who made Black Swan. And apparently there was rumours back then when the Wolverine came out a few years ago, and they said, "Oh, this is going to be the R-rated one," and I was like, "Awesome! That suits Wolverine." If you're going to do an R-rated superhero movie, and Daredevil is yet to come out, not Daredevil, Deadpool is yet to come out. Yeah.
Don't talk about Daredevil.
Yeah, do it with Wolverine because he's the guy that will be lopping legs off and stuff. And then they said, "Oh no, James Mangold's going to do it." Fine, I got no problem with James Mangold. As a director, I think he's a cool guy, I guess. But all those rumours of it being an R-rated flick just stopped, and then Hugh Jackman came out in interviews and started saying, "Oh yeah, well, this is a kids' movie, and I couldn't be saying to kids, well, maybe the next one will be for you." And so they obviously really changed direction there. But I'm glad that we're going to get to see a Hugh Jackman R-rated Wolverine movie.
Yeah. Gets really gritty into his character, right? Like really goes into the blood and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a treat. I think it's got a good trailer. It's got a very. I don't know. It's got a really sort of.
Reminded me of The Patriot a little bit. Do you know?
Really?
I've not seen it.
Do you know? No. It was like it's a Mel Gibson, right? He's in The Patriot.
Yeah.
Really bloodthirsty, quite gratuitous, but
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be cool. I don't know much about Wolverine, but what I do know is he's got the ability to rip the fucking shit out of people. He's gonna do it properly. This is a swan song.
It's a
really,
claw.
That's his
it's
one.
a claw through the head.
The red band trailer where he knifes the. I remember watching that. I think the first time I saw it, I was watching it in the office where I work, and where I sometimes work, and I was watching it with the earphones in, and it was that. It's the cover, isn't it? The 9 Inch Nails song. It's the Johnny Cash cover of Hurt. And then right at the end, it builds up, and then whomp, he knifes the fucker, and I think I just stood up when he just knifed the fucker in the middle of the office, silent for Tuesday afternoon. I'm really, really excited.
It's a really tense trailer, actually. There's a bit at the end of the song where it reaches the crescendo, and this mechanical sort of Michael Bay-esque noise comes in. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's happening.
I feel like it is going to be quite a sad kind of somber tone to end on as well.
It's going to be
It's confusing where it is in the universe as well.
Because they're going to park, as far as I understand it, they're parking that character. Like the next X-Men movie will be. I think they're going to do X-Force. They're going to bring in some of the new mutants that because they recast Cyclops and Jubilee and Storm. I think they're going to be in a New Mutants movie, and their answer to Wolverine, their person with claws, will be. We're led to believe that the little girl in the Wolverine trailer is X-23. We haven't seen her pop any claws,
But she will.
It's that there's that line, isn't it? Isn't it Patrick Stewart? She's like you, so very like you. Not Bane. That was Bane.
You think that gives you power?
That was him in fucking Krennic.
I'm glad it was that line by Patrick Stewart now. I've seen everything.
Yeah, so it's going to be a pretty solid movie. It's going to be a send-off. I don't obviously think this is them writing Wolverine out of the movie universe forever, because only an idiot would do that. And they have so many different timelines going in the X-Men franchise at this point that it's just like, okay, just pick one, or you can do whatever the fuck you want, because they're recasting and retiming it all the time.
Aren't they beginning to wind down X-Men because they want to bring the Inhuman?
Yeah, good
so
call.
maybe they're going really visceral and human with his character now to then pull away from X-Men and make these new superheroes look more human in their traits.
Who are the Inhumans? I don't really know.
The Inhumans are basically Alec really raised a good point in the comic books, because it doesn't look like who owns the X-Men franchise? It's Fox, isn't it? Owns the X-Men franchise. Yeah. X-Men won't let Marvel have the X-Men back. Sorry, Fox won't let Marvel have the X-Men back, like Sony have done with Spider-Man, for whatever reason. I think it's because Marvel are holding out on saying you can make an X-Men TV show, which seems fucking bizarre, because boy, does the X-Men more than anything else suit a TV show more than a movie. So they're not playing. So what Marvel are doing...
My mate Marvin.
Fucking Marvin. So what Marvel are doing in the comic books are they're rolling back the X-Men, and they're replacing them with the Inhumans, which basically they still own the rights for, but have all the usability in powers and storyline potential that the X-Men do. I've read the first... I read a preview of the X-Men versus Inhuman books, and it looks pretty good. It looks like it's going to be a solid read. It looks like something we'll... If the rumours are to be believed about Marvel bringing the Inhumans in more and more, I know they've done it in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where potentially that Inhumans versus the constant Marvel characters that we have now is probably something we're going to see. I don't see X-Men being given to Marvel anytime soon, which is a shame, because...
Yeah, I was really into the idea of what they could be as characters, though. I think it's going to be a new, sort of more realistic direction to take with them.
Because they were negotiating characters, and I know like Quicksilver is in Age of Ultron, and they killed him off because obviously
they can't decide if he's
owned by Fox, which is why he's had more of a prominent role in the most recent film.
Yeah.
Which is, not Days of Future.
Oh, it was Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, yeah.
See, I went against the grain with Apocalypse. The last 20 minutes of Apocalypse, just did a speedball on my nostalgia. There's a scene. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
The scene with the Danger Room at the end, and Cyclops is wearing the Cyclops uniform from the fucking cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
And he has the visor, and Storm has the thing. She looks like Storm. Yeah. And then at the end with at the end, the post-credit sequence in X-Men Apocalypse was the guy Mr. Sinister. Was supposed to be the guy from the is it the Essex Corporation? Remember that, the briefcase?
Where there's the
and he steals the Wolverine blood.
Yeah.
That's Mr. Sinister. I keep wanting to say Mr. Sinister, but that's not how you pronounce that word. He apparently is going to be in the Wolverine, potentially, because they've cast Richard E. Grant in the Wolverine, and no one knows who he's playing. Potentially, he could be playing Mr. Sinister.
It'd be good to see Richard E. Grant in that universe.
Man,
because Richard E. Grant.
I got a story about Richard E. Grant. Right? He was in.
Does it involve Guardians of the Galaxy?
There's one time we were in Soho and he got really kind of freaky with me.
No. Okay, one thing. We're all excited about Wolverine. Good. I can top that off now with this little anecdote. I was out in the city about a fortnight ago, and I was waiting outside a shop. I was entertaining my parents. They'd gone into the shop, and I saw a guy who looked a lot like him, and I clocked him, and I looked again. I went, that's Richard E. Grant. Walking towards me, very debonair. He's very tall. He's very powerfully built.
He's sexy.
He's really sexy. Well, he comes towards me, and I'm like, shit, I'm a film journalist, and I can't remember a single film he's been in other than With Nail and I, which I loathe, right? Sorry, Rich. But he comes, and I'm like, I've got to say something because I have to. I felt like I had to acknowledge him, I had to let him know that I was pleased with him, and I never want to be that guy that shits out actors in the pub and go, oh, this movie sucks. I don't think that's helpful. Yeah. But so he walks towards me with someone who was I think he's his wife, and I looked at him and he looked at me in like a brief as another human would look at another human, and I met his eye contact and I went, finest wines, mate, great flick, and he was like, yeah, cool, man. Now, Here's the thing. I thought that was hilarious. The reaction around the room has told me otherwise.
No, it's because I think I remember being told about that, or maybe hearing it from yourself just as it happened, and you were with your dad, I think, at the time, and you turned around and said, "Oh, here comes Richard Grant. I can turn this around. Hey, man, great flick in this." And he said, "Yeah, oh, thanks, man." Now, from what you said, he went, "Thanks, guy. Am I right?" And then your dads were telling the stories a bit like, yeah, he came towards you, and you went, "All right, mate," and then he shook your hand. So it's got this whole duplicity of meaning.
He didn't touch me.
All right,
well, I mean,
your dad or Richard Grant?
Thanks,
Richard. No.
So, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is coming
yeah.
out in April. When you finish teabagging my story, are we excited for that?
Yeah.
Toby,
Yeah.
you like the first one?
I did. I actually didn't see it when it came out, and a lot of friends
Really?
were. I always watch Marvel films now on DVD.
At least you're paying for them.
At least I pay for them. I don't go to the cinema because I just not in general, but for the Marvel films, I'm not that. I like the franchise. I like it enough to watch on DVD, but I don't want to invest in it in the cinema because I'm a cheap bastard. But
Fair enough. Because cinema tickets cost
and
less than DVDs.
I didn't.
That makes no sense.
I like watching it with friends and.
Fair enough. Because you can't take your friends to the cinema.
I go alone, man, in the corner.
So we're really on a bad streak with this, aren't we? I got balled out for telling my Richard E. Grant story. We've just had 5 minutes about how Toby doesn't like going outside.
Welcome to our
It's a problem. It's a creative industry problem. We're gonna work on it. Guardians of the Galaxy 1, I was really surprised by it. I don't really like Chris Pratt, and he really, really worked in that film.
Oh right, you mean you didn't like him
Beforehand,
before?
I didn't. And the soundtrack was just incredible, and they just had a really good sense of humour in it that was kind of a little bit self-mocking, and you had Peter Serafinowicz in there.
Oh god, yeah.
And I was, I really loved the film, got really excited about the new one, and really excited about the little
Groot.
Man.
Because did you notice in that trailer?
It's his name and his catchphrase.
In the
the
trailer,
all the way through, and I couldn't remember it. Like that's just only one line.
I am Steve. In the trailer, they redo that scene from Guardians of the Galaxy 1 trailer where Rocket is on Groot's shoulders shooting.
Yeah.
Now they turn that round and they have little baby Groot on Rocket's shoulder. I thought that was nice.
That's
That was
great.
nice. I'm pretty excited.
I'll get
about
over
it too.
my anxiety for the cinema to see that.
Thank
film.
God, yeah. We're probably going to see it together.
It's gonna
I'm
be
really
good.
excited for it. I think it's going to be. It looks like more of the same, but I think when the same is Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I don't think you need to shake that snow globe anymore.
And guess who's in it as well? Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell is the living.
Really?
Kurt Russell's going to play the living planet, isn't he?
Yeah,
Chris
his dad,
Pratt's
like-
Chris
nice.
Pratt,
I'm
Star Wars dad.
Ego in it.
Ego, the living planet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did not
yeah.
know that because I wasn't totally enamoured with the trailer of it.
Really?
No, I thought it was. I don't know. I just didn't really get on with the humour, and I thought it was with it right. Okay, there's going to be a little thing in it called Groot saying "I'm Groot," and I had this storyline in my head
and a
that
big
like
thing.
there'd be some kind of horrendous world catastrophe happening. And the only thing that could save it was him saying the word "I'm Groot." There's the code to save people. And I'm like, oh my god, he's the hero. But I don't know. I'll see it. I'll see it because I've recently been turned on to a bit more Marvel and more superhero flicks. And
You turned on by that as well.
well, I'm turned on by a lot of things.
Can we bring? Come on, guys. It's not. It's a family show. It's
I
not.
will go say I'll give it a shot for the storyline and for the characters and Kurt Russell. That's cool. I did not.
That's
know
a motivation.
That
in
is.
itself.
That is.
Although how much he's going to be in it is anyone's guess at this point because they haven't teased it in the trailer.
Yeah.
Although, do they really need to?
Out.
Do they might as well just leak it and then just give us a really good, solid, funny trailer? Because it's like that. It's not like people are not going to go and see Guardians of the Galaxy because Kurt Russell isn't in it enough. That's not going to happen.
No.
That's not.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to
He
it.
also
as
may
well.
not be that well known to younger fans as well. Would that be your point?
Good pull. Has Kurt Russell been in anything that
Quite a late 90s, 2000s
What was
and
he
80s actor.
recently?
like
Silence.
nothing? Yeah.
No.
Sorry, Kurt.
No.
Sorry, man. I'm just not really investing in your career at the moment.
But this could be a comeback. This could be like Liam Neeson's second wind. Do you know what I mean?
As a living planet.
Yeah. The next.
Although I saw Taken 3, Liam Neeson would fucking jump at that job at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what? What? Someone's been kidnapped? Yes.
Again.
Again.
It was me. He drags himself on his pistol. Let's do this.
This time he was fighting
Where's
the
my
cops.
fucking passport? Let's get that passport. Here we go.
Yeah, this one was in America. I think they're all usually in Europe, aren't they? Because those bloody Europeans
Yeah.
kidnapping people.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Okay, let's move on.
That's
Bloody European.
Guardians of the Galaxy. duck fin. So the next one coming out in June is the first DC flick of the year, and it's Wonder Woman. And ooh boy, am I really fucking super nervous for this flick.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It really caught me. I really like war flicks, and obviously it's really heavily involved in storylines. World War One, the pilot.
Yep.
I think it looks great. I think it's got a nice filmic grittiness to it. I'm really excited for it. I know very little about Wonder Woman, but Robin,
it's an origin story.
It's an origin story, so it's going to be great for newcomers like myself.
Yeah.
And also, Robin Wright from House of Cards is going to be in this.
Right.
That is
She's going to be
whole different franchise, but that is a good inclusion. Powerful, strong woman.
Yeah.
Known for as being the not vice president, but first lady, obviously.
Yeah.
Good
I'm
pull
looking forward
with
to
a
that.
female director. Ooh.
Yeah, the female
Here we
director
go.
that
This is
jumped
cool.
off Thor Ragnarok, Patty
Really?
Jenkins, who's directing Wonder Woman, took up the Wonder Woman job after jumping ship from Thor Ragnarok. So you know that script is going to
Makes
be
sense
good.
though, because how important is Wonder Woman
How
going to be
about-
seen as a film in years to come for women's rights and all that in the new millennium?
Because it's the first,
there we go.
female-led.
Who
Super,
wouldn't
they
she'll get
beat Marvel to
She'll
that.
get at least three flicks out of this.
Oh,
probably.
yeah.
And potentially sell it off later on. First woman to do it, directed by her, great. Yeah, Marvel might grow, and it will continue to grow. But
Well, Marvel have got
this
Captain Marvel coming in, but that's like not till 2019. I think they cast Brie Larson at the last Comic-Con. They brought her out, but there's been no pre. I think it's just got a script. So Captain Marvel, I think it's just got a script. So Wonder Woman will beat it to being the first female-led superhero flick by several years, I would say.
Probably shouldn't use the word beating with women flicks though.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of beating up in it. It's a pretty
beating up
angsty
guys.
trailer, yeah.
Beating up
I
I
guys.
like it though. It's so just.
It looks good. I mean, I'm not really that confident about the DC universe at the
No,
moment.
man.
I mean, what Batman versus Superman was literally just a 2 and hour trailer.
Yeah.
For potentially a whole fraction of movies. I thought she was who's the actress who plays
Gal Gadot.
She was really good in Batman vs Superman. I
She
think
was
she was a
the best thing
redeeming
about it.
quality in it, and I think her having a standalone film will be really good. But they need to do it. They need to take it a little bit
They need
different from what they're doing at the moment in that universe.
What
I don't know
annoys me
why.
with DC is that I write a lot about comic books and stuff, and inevitably you come to the point where you have to compare one to the other because they're the only two things like that exist. And what annoys me about DC is that they have such a perfect blueprint. I don't give a shit if they copy the format of how the Avengers movies were released, in that we get 3 origin stories about our 3 most important characters, and then we get a team-up movie that brings in another couple, and then we get another band of solo outfits, and then we get a team-up, and so on and so forth. But they haven't... DC are owned by Warner Brothers, who make the films. Now, Warner Brothers, obviously, can put out a flick. Warner Brothers are in. It's kind of what they do.
Warner Brothers.
It's Warner Brothers. They're not. What I'm saying is they're not in the business of making bad films. At this point, if you were in the business of making bad films, you're not in business anymore.
You wouldn't be Warner Brothers.
If you're a company as old as Warner Brothers, I should say. And what annoys me is they've got this perfect template and they just don't use it. They want to do their own thing. It's like, no, man, that works. There's a reason Marvel didn't start with the Avengers, because it doesn't work cinematically. And that's the thing that galls me most with the DC films. They don't even work as films. They're poorly written. They're poorly laid out. Take out of it that it's fucking Batman and whatever, and it's like, oh no, Batman doesn't need an origin story.
Sensational sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
what are you doing with it? You've got this perfect template and this infinite near amount of source material, and they just cannot get it right.
That's strange.
Sad.
It's really
But
sad.
maybe this will change it.
Well, it's the first one where they brought in, after the first 3, like Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and the other one, Suicide Squad, have been critically reviled. They brought in Jeff Johns, who's written a ton of good comic books. He wrote most notably he wrote the New 52 Justice League, which was the last reboot before the one that DC had just had, which widely considered to be one of the better runs of Justice League. They brought him in as executive producer, like what Joss Whedon and now the Russo brothers are to the Marvel Universe. Jeff Johns, is now that, but for DC. He's overseeing everything, having a hand in writing all the flicks. And this is the first one that will be a Jeff Johns umbrella production from start to finish. So I'm pretty quietly confident that this might finally turn the fucking bend.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope. That's all you can do in these situations is just hope and pray and
Because I don't buy into the fact that, we should just be grateful for what we've got.
No.
I don't think we should. I don't think near 20 years down the line into the superhero franchise, you should just be thank you for making a Suicide Squad movie. It's shit.
No, it's just good for posters, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you've got to build... If you want to keep making money off this shit in 20, 30
it's not
years...
like they're without a dearth of characters. They can look and explore all of the two sides of their character. At Marvel, like you said, Marvel do, it's Spider-Man and the rest. They get really into it. They're not just amazing one-dimensional characters. There's so much there. But maybe this is the point. They turn that around. And they've got what a character to do with it, and what
a character, that's so
and
right.
It's World
That's
War One.
so right.
World War One, apart from War Horses, World War One, very few films are kind of like modern films are focused on the First World War, or Second World War. Yeah, because it's set right before rock and roll and leisure time and all that. But for some reason,
that's it.
That's weird reason. But yeah, that's exciting. I think they're going to do well with this. And if they mess this up, well, I don't know.
See, I'd like to think that I was writing something the other day, and I thought, I'll just use DC as a punch bag for a little bit. And as you do. And I checked the box office figures for Suicide Squad, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman. They made well and far and above the 2.5 times what it cost to make threshold. They say if you spend $100,000 on a movie, it has to make $250,000 back to warrant a sequel. Yeah. They make money. They're gonna, even if Wonder Woman sucks. We're getting an Aqua movie. We're getting a Flash movie.
I was going to say everyone jumps in the film, so I don't know that doesn't. I don't think it's indicative of how many people actually like it. Because a lot of people will just go and see it
see it, even if it sucks.
You get people who just like superhero films, regardless of which studio brings them out, who go see them and don't follow them and don't.
That's
follow
true.
them.
This is the thing.
And possibly don't complain enough to people like DC and say, hey, get your act together. We want and deserve a better franchise. Give us the writers. Let's get the rights off them. I don't know.
Well, I mean, trust me, enough people said that Superman vs Batman was a fucking garbage fire. Enough people said that. There was no... I can't think of a single news outlet that gave it a favourable run.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying when you've staked your next 8 summers blockbusters on it. Think like this summer we're going to have Wonder Woman. Next year it's going to be... we're going to have Justice League as well at the end. We'll come to that in a bit. And then we're going to have...
should we just leave
Probably.
I don't know.
Well, while we're here, why don't we talk about Justice League? Justice League comes out on the 17th of November.
There's a trailer for a film that's going to be a trailer, is my feeling.
Whoa, you think they're going to slip it up again?
It's especially with Wonder Woman, they have that kind of like riff that plays when she appears, and they did that at the end of the Wonder Woman.
That musical sting?
Yeah.
That's so good.
That's
good. So good.
But... they put the White Stripes, Icky Thump in, and it was just a bit too
like Peaky Blinders almost, like putting in badass old music.
It was a bit parody-esque. It wasn't.
It's almost like they're ripping off.
The Flash was good. The Flash section I liked.
Oh, right. Are you happy with Ezra? Because I don't really watch the Flash TV show.
I don't watch it either.
But I know they've recast it. It's not Grant. The people that do watch the Flash show say that Grant Gustin, the guy who plays the Flash in the TV show, is a really good Flash, and they've recast him as Ezra Miller, who was pretty good in the last Potter flick.
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts and Whatever Find Them.
That one I haven't seen. I think he looked like a really good actor, and I think there was a lot of charisma there, which didn't seem to come from Ben Affleck. I mean, that's a little bit controversial, but Ben Affleck, I think he's an okay Batman. I think he's almost a parody Batman in a way.
How do you mean?
I just mean that he's not quite... it's almost too conscious of itself.
Like it's Ben Affleck playing
Batman. It's too conscious that it's of itself. It's too conscious of when they do those kind of so you talk to fish. It was just a bit.
Yeah, that was very. It was he was Ben Affleck first. What you just said. It was Ben Affleck.
But it is unusual because he is a great actor. Ben Affleck really ultimately he's a well-respected actor, and I think to not be able to get into the role is difficult. Batman, that's obviously just not literally just a mask, but it's a character you can do whatever you like with. Look at the way Christopher Nolan crafted it. That's a great way of doing Batman.
Yeah.
Follow suit. Let the actor become as dark as they need to become Batman, not the other way around. Not to go and pretend to be Batman.
Don't make it obvious that you're Ben Affleck doing Batman.
Yeah.
I felt like they would just... in Suicide Squad, it's like there's record drop, Bohemian Rhapsody, fucking Ballroom Blitz, fucking this, that and the other. And it's just like, okay, we know that the soundtrack to Guardians of the Galaxy was really good. You don't need to keep reminding us because I could just leave and go and watch the soundtrack, go and watch Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, it was really... I will see the Justice League, but I do not have high hopes for it. I just don't. I think they've done too little. And even if the Justice League is a solid flick, it can't undo what would, if Wonder Woman sucks, be 4 movies of just nearly. I think DC at this point have to go on maybe a 6-picture run of just knocking it out of the park. They have to release 6 Winter Soldiers and then an Avengers to even be excused for what.
They have in 2018 March or April, I think they've got the Black Panther coming out as well, which could...
That's Marvel.
That's Marvel. Oh, how embarrassing.
Marvel.
Sorry. Well, then I guess DC have got to try.
What are DC? That's good. Wonder Woman, hopefully.
Hopefully Wonder Woman.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. I remember when Batman vs Superman came out and people were analysing the trailer for this kind of... very much for like a deeper theme in the film.
Yeah, the whole man versus God.
And then you watch the film and it's just a bit dumb, isn't it? It's just a bit like,
oh,
he's like a god. Oh, well, I better show him out. Oh,
so
Martha,
bad.
you know?
Oh, God.
Well, that's my mum's name. We've resolved the whole issue here.
That's
I feel like this film is probably... I like Fish too. And then they'll reconcile Aquaman and Batman and
Do you
fight
think?
crime.
And that's what they're gonna. That's what they're gonna
that's what
bond
they're
over.
gonna lead on. That's
I like Fish too.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
if you
I
need
talked
me now, you take just across a bowl of pasta in the Justice League
It
Watchtower.
wouldn't surprise me if
I
like
know.
if they both know a fish called Dave or something like that. You know?
Jesus wept. Okay, let's go back on something good. Let's go on to the thing that will blow Wonder Woman out the water.
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Holy shit.
I am so excited for this flick. I am.
I didn't know what Homecoming was. I had to look it up. It's a very
because
American
it's
thing,
the dance, isn't it? Yeah, but that's not. Don't lead with that.
I don't know.
Sorry, folks. If you don't know what Homecoming is, you're fucked. The story's all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. The whole trailer, there's not a bad thing in the trailer. Even when he holds the boat together and you think, oh, they're ripping off the Maguire one, that's good. Rip that off. That's the best Spider-Man movie we've had so far. If you're going to rip anything off, rip that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man ripping off Spider-Man.
Yeah, ripping a ship back together.
There we go. Yeah, I think... yeah, sorry, you go.
Yeah. He climbs the buildings the way Spider-Man film should climb buildings in a film.
And
it's really cool. It's really cool. Little things like that are really great to see in a film because, yeah, you've got CGI, it's no longer 2015. It's cool. I see a bit of realism. Also a little nod to sort of juvenile humour. Little flick to, what's it called? Not Juno, what's the... sort of like mid-2000s sort of male bromance humour coming onto that. Nod to that, but the millennial. That's cool. What else have we got? I just think it looks great. His name is the Falcon. Is it
the Vulture.
Yeah, badass.
Such a good imagining of that character.
Heavy enough because he looks young enough to be... I'm not sure what in the original Spider-Man how young he's supposed to be. I'm guessing he's shooting or whatever, but you really get the sense of his isolation, his youthfulness, because this character, this huge character, got Iron Man, the kind of elder brother statesman sort of role coming in. He's a young super, it's cool. Yeah. It's like coming to terms with that. I think it looks badass.
It's a really relatable kind of storyline from what it seems. It seems like someone who's really struggling with their responsibilities as a young teenager trying to find his place in the world,
and yet he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I think that was the whole conflict of Spider-Man, and they think they've really approached it well. And I name dropped it earlier, but Michael Keaton is the Vulture.
As the Vulture.
Batman is Batman, Birdman, the Vulture.
Yeah,
he just loves flying. Like,
Get him up on those wires; he'll never come down.
Michael, stop it! 20 years he's on a Panto in Essex.
Widow Twanky.
Hello.
Jesus, Lisa Riley's really let herself go. Yeah, it looks. It hit all my buttons as a Spider-Man fan. And I'm a Spider-Man fan that got into the character originally reading the first run of the Ultimate Spider-Man, the first time they modernised it for a new audience, where he is at school, and a lot of the book is him at school, dodging through classes to be Spider-Man, and he designs the web shooters, and I think they've gone with. Again, it's the little things. They haven't gone with organic web shooters, have they? This time
Andrew Garfield was also the.
Yeah, he had. But
Andrew Garfield, I didn't.
He was a great Peter Parker, but that whole franchise sucked around him. Yeah. Oh, that was bad. But anyway, now Marvel have got hold of it, and good. we're into the halcyon days now. It's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, and Iron Man's it. That last shot where they pass the camera.
Oh my god.
Steep cuts. Steep cuts. So July, then we've got a bit of a wait. We have to go forward to October to Thor Ragnarok, This is the third Thor movie, and it looks like it's going to be... Well, I say looks like based on next to nothing, because it doesn't have a trailer yet.
There's kind of a leaked one, isn't there, on the internet?
Is there?
Yeah, there was a leaked Comic-Con trailer.
No, for Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah.
What do you see in it?
You see
You've clearly
the Hulk, like, you know... in a forest,
In
it's
armour?
really blurry. Not in armour, I haven't seen that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I can't. It was really blurry, and I just remember that section. And I kind of. It's
my.
definitely Asgardian kind of warriors, and then. But other than that, they don't really give too much away.
No.
I mean, maybe I haven't watched the whole way through it. It was a while back.
I really want to... I'm going to have to hunt that out, because
I hope they do the like you were leading to World War.
they think they're going to bring in World War Hulk, where Hulk can... Because Jeff Goldblum's been... Producer Lauren. We're going to call him Producer Lauren. Can you tell me the name of who they think Jeff Goldblum will be playing in Thor Ragnarok? Thanks. But they think he's going to be... You know, there's the Collector in Guardians of the Galaxy, who his whole thing is collecting things. So he collects the Infinity Stones, and he has the collection of... There's a Chitauri in a little cage. They think that Jeff Goldblum will be playing the... I think the character's name is the Challenger, and what he does is challenge people. And he puts together some sort of space gladiator contest, and two of the contestants are... Thor and Hulk, who he kidnaps off Earth, and that's where Thor went after Age of Ultron. That's why he wasn't in Civil War. And they think they're going to bring in potentially elements of Planet Hulk.
I hope they do, because I think Jeff Goldblum's character is going to be the Red King, which is in the comic books, not as the Red King, but that role within the Gladiator role.
Yeah.
I really, really hope that they take that just a little bit. It doesn't seem like it from the leaked trailers.
Right.
Maybe
I'm going
getting
on
our
faith here,
hopes up.
Toby.
I know. I really. We have to believe a lot this year.
We have to. It's Marvel, isn't it? It's going to be, and that wouldn't that be nice? Who's he, Lauren?
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster.
That's pretty good. And it's Jeff Goldblum.
And it's Jeff Goldblum.
It's going to be good.
It's Jeff Goldblum telling Hulk to fight Thor. What else? It's like the most... if I could just say that sentence once a day in context and never see the film, I would be happy.
That's what I mean, Jeff Goldblum every day.
Yeah.
It does work.
I love that. So I think... I mean... It's a testament to the good work Marvel have done that we can sit here safely and say, you know that movie that's coming out in just little under a year with no trailer and very few cast details, we know pretty much nailed on. It's going to be a good flick.
There was a trailer in the middle of bloody Age of Ultron. There was a big section where it was...
Right, yeah.
Like,
when he meets up with it, just, you have killed us.
It's really jarring, the whole film.
Such a bad...
I must leave for a bit and then talk to people and then have a dream or something.
About Vision. Yeah, it didn't really make any
a bit strange.
fucking sense at all.
No.
But here we are. But then you had James Spader as Ultron.
Yeah.
What casting.
What
a casting. Yeah.
It was a... I enjoyed it.
It was a decent Ultron.
It was okay.
The movie was alright.
It was a DVD for me.
They're all DVDs, though, isn't it? I ranked the Marvel movies once for a thing I did, and I think it was like Thor 1, Thor 2, and then Age of Ultron, like in terms of worst to best.
Yeah.
So Age of Ultron certainly isn't the worst Marvel movie. Moving on, we've done Justice League. Anyone want to rag on Justice League some more? Batman looks too big, Cyborg hasn't been brought in enough, you should really do Green Lantern.
Do you want to talk a little bit about Batman, the Lego Batman?
Yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
With Ralph Fiennes, but I keep just dropping names today. Old, like,
did you ever shout anything at him in
Ralph
the street?
Fiennes.
Because if you didn't, you're losing.
Ralph Fiennes is Alfred, and the guy from... what is it? Arrested Development, the brother, the magician one. I can't remember his name.
What's the name of the guy playing Batman in Lego Batman?
He's in it, and I think it's going to be good. I
Zach
remember watching the
Galifianakis
Lego
is in it as
movie with Chris Pratt in as well, and that was
Yeah.
that was great. I went around to my friend's house, and he was just like, "Yeah, let's watch the Lego movie." And I went, "Are you fucking serious?" We're having a few beers and chilling. And God, I'm glad I did. It was so good, and I think this film is going to be great.
Yeah.
It'll be voiced by Will Arnett.
Will Arnett.
And there's Robin in it, which is played by Michael Cera. Yeah, there you go.
That's such good casting. See, I saw the Lego movie and I thought it was good as like a concept to like. I mean, obviously the video games and the movies is the natural progression for the Lego franchise. If you say that the bricks were the first step, the themed bricks you could buy Star Wars sets and whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't really have an opinion on this Lego Batman movie. Honestly,
I think
I
it's
just
going
like.
to be fun. Like it's
It
going to be a
looks
kids
really
film.
nice,
Yeah, you were saying, Al, that
Yeah,
you really like the look of
I actually
it.
like the look of it. It's really
Did it turn you on?
self-aware. Well,
Come
not just
on,
yet.
we were so out of the
Some
woods.
bricks have yet to be connected, shall we say?
A Star Wars story.
Oh god.
Man.
Yeah, I thought it looked quite nice actually. I just thought it was I don't know. I think it's going to be. I thought it was Zach Galifianakis voicing Robin for the first time, but he is in it somewhere.
He's going to play one of the many villains that they're going to put in it.
Yeah, it was
I think.
nicely slapstick when they're showing the different costume outlets, and he's going to pick this one. I think it's cool. Kind of tongue in cheek, nice bit of Batman, and hopefully DC get the hint and do something.
Yeah. What we want is more outfit montage
Hey,
for Ben Affleck.
let's kick the shit out of all of DC's attempts to make movies in Lego.
Hey, man, it
Can you
works.
imagine that? And then Wonder Woman is Lego, but that'll probably be really.
Well, yeah, she'll
But
definitely be Lego if Patty Jenkins fucks this up. That was so much more aggressive than it needed to be. Like I have any sway over.
If she messes up this time, boy,
I mean, you're also getting Batgirl as well, which will be good. I think that's because you haven't had Batgirl. You had a little bit of a
Alicia
Robin in Dark
Silverstone.
Knight.
Alicia Silverstone in the Clooney Batman
Yeah,
with
God.
Batgirl for like 10 minutes and then they.
Bat nipples and all that.
Oh, God, yeah. They're hubcaps on Batmobiles now.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
No.
And so hopefully they won't. I can't imagine anyone could butcher Batman as badly as they did in the George Clooney. George Clooney publicly apologised for that film on Graham Norton show.
Do you think Batman vs Superman was better than Clooney's Batman?
Yes.
Oh my God!
And I don't think George Clooney would mind me saying that if he's
Nah.
listening. You know, like I think we all acknowledge that was terrible. And hopefully we get a good Batgirl that isn't just someone in a nipple suit.
Yeah.
When I
It
used
turns
to
out
watch that back in the
blonde, you know.
When I first saw that back in the 90s, I thought it was an extended ad for McDonald's or Pepsi.
Yeah, like we're gonna hock you a toy.
No,
wasn't
like, yeah, basically.
There was.
Yeah,
Like,
he was in it, wasn't he? The Governator. He was Mr. Freeze. Chill out, bird boy. I didn't think that was bad casting. I'm just gonna say it. I think Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy at the time she was like the hottest star on the block back then. She's still obviously really good, but back then she was the hottest star, and yeah, I think that was pretty good casting. I just think
Bad writing, bad directing.
oh god, bad directing, bad everything from
Was there
from the cast off.
What was the soundtrack in that? There was someone in that who did like a really weird cover. Bjork did she do a song for
Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing
did.
Pumpkins? Okay.
What they did the
I think
Batman.
they did Batman
Are you
Forever.
serious? Oh
Smashing
right.
Pumpkins did Batman Forever. I
Oh,
think.
Prince. Was that the one Prince? Or
No, that was the Tim Burton one.
Alright, fair
Which
enough.
one was the
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
With names.
Before he was on ropes.
Yeah, fucking Michael Keaton's first time on ropes.
Michael
A Star
Keaton.
Wars story. Yeah,
He
didn't
needs to enter that universe.
didn't you two do a you two did Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me for the Tommy Lee Jones Batman movie where he was Two-Face?
That was Batman Forever.
Yeah. So what
No,
did
that
the
was
Smashing?
Smashing Pumpkins.
No, it wasn't. That was
Oh,
you.
then
It
it
was
must
you
have
two.
been the Then it was one. It must have been the Batman and Robin. I can even remember.
Oh Jesus!
But it was
The
all
Smashing. I had.
I
It
think
was
you're
when
right.
they-
I think you're right. I
It's
think
when they
they
went
did.
through their Adore period and they were all electronic and it was.
And then they thought, I know what we'll do, guys. We'll do the fucking theme tune to Batman.
They used
Don't
it.
do drugs, kids.
They used the B side of that in the trailer for Watchmen, and it was actually a pretty good song. The B side was better. Like
Yeah. Well, I
So-
mean, everything about Watchmen pretty much was
Yeah.
better than
the
Batman and Robin. Oh, it was so. I'm
Scathing DC.
Yeah, I know. It's so,
another thing about
man,
DC.
the stuff I write, the way I write, and I write about Marvel and I write about DC, and evidently the Marvel articles are always more positive than the DC stuff because Marvel do better work. Sorry, in my opinion, but the comments underneath range from the sublime to the ridiculous. Like in fact, that's the total fucking lie. There's two kinds. There's one kind who go, yeah, I'm right. There's some really good fan castings here. Yeah, I like that. And the other kind of comment is, this guy should be fucking killed. How
That's the
dare
internet for you, isn't it?
I wrote an article about recasting the Justice League, and I said, what about Angelina Jolie as Wonder Woman? I thought that was pretty bright. Nah, the internet was
doesn't like.
it was polarised to say the least. Again, that's really inspired. All the way round to this guy should be burnt to death. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's another little anecdote to round off that stage. So, we're getting a new Star Wars flick
Yeah.
end of this year.
we have any idea of release date? Kind of
Christmas,
Yeah.
December the something.
Every Christmas is going to be a Star Wars Christmas
Yeah,
for the next.
For the next, because they're doing the spin-offs, aren't they, in
yeah.
between?
Yeah, it's going to be so good.
God
Episode,
damn.
and it's saga as well, so we don't have to go through all that bullshit of not having writing,
Yeah.
which
and
so provoked
and-
one member of this group.
I have no idea. I just stand by my statements. In episode 2. Anyway, guys. Yeah. So
I'm looking forward to it. I know we haven't seen a trailer. We know that Princess Leia's going to be in it. That she finished her stuff before, so she's going to be in it. Whether they're going to have to digitize her out of it, which is
Yeah.
really, really sad. But
Carrie Fisher.
Oh,
that was a
man.
sad one.
that was a sad
and I'm
one.
on the next day, right?
Debbie Reynolds the other
Yeah.
day after.
Yeah. Jesus. Not great.
Not great, not great.
But at least we got the films, eh?
At least we got, what a character to go out on playing.
yeah.
And she was just in, we heinously mocked her at the time,
Yeah,
and it seems really tasteless to listen to it now.
God,
No,
it does,
But
doesn't
she was in.
It's not like we did it, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. She was in the last 2 Star Wars movies. Fuck's sake. Forget it. I'm just pretending
She should be. No, I'm not going to get on a road of she should have been used to being that high up in altitude, but you know. Anyway.
Okay, so
Why? Because she was always in space. That's what you meant, right?
we
Got
don't
it.
know the title of on a more kind of like factional. We don't know the
And
title
actually,
of,
reason why we're
of
here.
Star Wars Episode 8, and apparently it's taking off straight after where they left off in Force Awakens. Which
Where
is
did
not
they leave off in Force
traditional
Awakens?
Star Wars universe. Usually they leave a 2-3 year gap in.
Where
the
did they leave
universe.
off in Force Awakens? Where did
with,
they end up?
with Luke at the end? He
Yeah,
just
telling
turns.
me.
Oh,
on the
right.
island,
So the
yeah,
next is presumably going to be him
straight off the bat.
turning around and saying, let's play Jedi.
What are you doing here?
Yeah. Where the hell did you get
What
that?
are you doing on my
Get off my
lawn?
property. Luke's gone crazy.
He was a hillbilly from Tatooine.
He
you know,
was.
like,
He was,
I can
wasn't he?
shoot that one man.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. This guy that we're going to give the most important mission to just openly abuses animals. So I'm just going to put it out there. I've told HR
It's okay.
it should be
the
alright.
Force isn't about respect or anything.
It's about balancing dead animals on live ones.
And shooting them off with great big lasers.
Oh my god. So yeah, Luke's.
Why is the Star Wars universe? Why do they let like all these hillbillies have the best roles? Like Jar Jar was like some nutty sort of crackhead swamp dweller, and then a movie like he was a general and a senator. Yeah, and then
yeah.
Luke was like you say, he's just sort of
Han
shooting.
Solo is a
We all
crook.
watched it
He's the
recently.
main
Yeah,
character.
yeah. But in fucking Jedi, they say, "Oh, Commander Solo." It's like that guy was a fucking criminal 2 movies ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all watched the Star Wars New Hope fairly recently. didn't
Yeah,
we?
yeah,
And we
yeah.
all noticed how annoying Luke's character is at points, and how I remember you with they were in the cockpit when they're in that scene where Han Solo and Chewbacca are trying to like deal with the Empire,
Save everyone's lives.
and they're just in there, just kind of like backseat drivers, just like you should do this, and you're just like
Yeah.
fuck off, mate. Who are you?
Why have they been let into that cockpit? That's not how it would be on a plane. Oh, I think you should do this. Oh, do you? Cool.
Are
Thanks.
you a pilot?
Yeah, 'cause
well, I know.
The minute we need to
things.
farm some fucking water, mate,
Go
we'll
play-
come back. We'll come back and ask.
Get some blue milk.
And then go play with
Get out of
go play
it.
with that digital dinosaur chess game instead. You know, take the tension now. Go play with Owen.
And he was playing that super dangerous. The ball in a New Hope. The ship-
inside a ship. Inside a ship.
inside a pressurized ship in space.
Yeah.
We had this point in which we were thinking Empire, and I watched Empire afterwards and went, oh god, I love Empire.
What a flag.
We went with New Hope, and with New Hope it was a lot of us picking it apart.
Yeah.
Where he's going. There's that scene. As
Oh,
they
God, we
they
could
go
do
into
this
the
for
bar. And Luke goes, "Oh, I had to sell my speeder," and everyone looks at him as if to say, "Really? I'm trying to save the fucking universe. You had to sell that like Toyota Datsun without wheels. Oh, sorry."
Yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah, New Hope isn't coming out this year, but
No, but the episode 8.
Eight,
And it's
yeah.
going to be great.
yeah.
it is going to be good. It's going to
All
be.
lightsabers.
Who do we have a director yet? Do we know who's making it? It's because it's not J.J. Abrams, is it?
No, it's
No,
not JJ.
no.
Abrams.
Who's
It's
directing the
just-
next Star Wars flick, Episode 8? Let's let producer Lauren go to work.
Yeah.
Would you want to talk about the Universal monsters while we wait for the information?
While we wait
on
for that
episode
information.
How do you
I've-
feel about it? Though?
I've watched the trailer for Skull Island quite a few times, and I'm pretty fucking excited. I'm pretty excited. I am. Who's that? Who's directing the next Star Wars movie?
Episode 8 will be Ryan Johnson. Episode 9, Colin Trevorrow.
Oh, Colin Trevorrow. What did he do? I know the name. I know the other guy. They're
Oh,
both.
right.
Rian Johnson was the guy that made. Nope, that's gone. Anyway, yeah, I'm really excited for Kong Skull Island.
Trevorrow did Jurassic World.
That's the one.
Oh, okay.
He did Jurassic World. Well, that film was shit, so
Yeah.
episode 9 is going to suck. Sorry. Let's not go. Let's not.
Okay, guys.
Climb down out of that ivory tower. Now, the Universal Monsters, I heard recently, like, are really in love with the trailer for the new Kong film. It looks really good. It's got a great cast. And
It's got a really good cast.
it's got a really good... In fact, yeah, great. It's got
Too good.
John Good... It's suspiciously good. It's got John Goodman, Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Which is like all people that have been nominated for or won Oscars in the last... Oh, see, I just pulled that out of nowhere. I have no idea if Tom Hiddleston's ever got an Oscar. In my head, I was just like, Shakespeare. He's done Shakespeare, and that always gets Oscars. Yeah. No, I'm really excited. And then I heard that Legendary Studios, that owns the character, also owns Godzilla. And they rebooted Godzilla quite a couple of years ago. The director of Rogue One.
And we missed it, but
Wait,
there was
the
actually
1998 Godzilla? Or
No, there was a
the-
Godzilla
Oh,
recent.
There was
yeah,
a
yeah.
reference to Godzilla in, well, a little kind of Easter egg of a Godzilla in Rogue One. I didn't realise that.
Was it?
Yeah, it was in the cells. I think it was like a drawing of Godzilla or something.
Oh, really?
No way.
I think the cast put it, like the people who were set designing put it in secretly with the director not knowing until
No
halfway
way.
through shooting, wasn't it?
He had
That's
other
what he
things.
says. He's really just
Yeah.
advertising his career.
He had other things on his mind making
Yeah.
that. Mainly that Disney wanted to reshoot half the fucking thing
Yeah.
after they saw it. Yeah. Now we
So-
know why. But anyway, Universal Monsters.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You want-
Just
so you're saying
wrestling this back
Godzilla?
on track. They're going to bring Godzilla into the Kong universe, and apparently Legendary are laying the groundwork to bring in like Godzilla and all his extended cast, like Mothra and the others. And
Those guys.
they're going to do a Godzilla versus Kong movie, which
It
was
was big Kong as well. It's biggest Kong.
big Kong.
Like,
Well, it has to be
really
big enough to fight the
Godzilla.
big old Godzilla. He was a big lad in that movie where it's like you have all these cool sky lizards, but it was mainly
Yeah.
about fucking Kick-Ass trying to get his rocks off with Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
That was a bit weird. I didn't think they'd ever sequelize that, but I'm really excited for that. And then linking into that, Universal have just rebooted The Mummy.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Interesting.
The Mummy was with Brendan Fraser, whose
Oh.
career has disappeared somewhere. He's
Yeah.
He's still in Egypt. He didn't realise it'd been filmed. He was
Yeah.
just hanging
Yeah,
out, like-
I quite liked the first two as a child.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
definitely.
The
great.
first two were
Third
two.
one, what were they thinking?
Oh, without
my
without
God.
Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, they just replaced her with.
Where's Mummy gone? Shut up.
Yeah.
This is your mother now. And
Mummy, question mark.
yeah.
Good call.
So, Tom Cruise, I was surprised because I thought it would just be another kind of, there's a lot of films like that they just kind of pull out loads of CGI and monsters and I don't know how I feel about it. What do you think?
I don't.
Kurt Russell's in it.
Is it? Yeah, he's playing a living planet.
In that case.
Yeah, but if he's not in enough, I'm definitely not going to see it.
Not Kurt Russell, it's
Apparent-
Russell Crowe.
Slightly different.
The
slightly
same person.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking Maximus
Just
Decimus.
such good at acting.
He's such good at acting. That's why you're on, Toby. He
Never
is.
claimed to be a master of the English language.
He's playing. Now here's the thing. This is why I brought it in, because Russell Crowe is playing Dr. Jekyll, and Universal still own all the rights to The Mummy, obviously, and I think they also own Dracula and Frankenstein. And if he's Dr. Jekyll and the Wolfman, because the
Oh my
Wolfman
God.
was the
yes.
movie that almost fucking tanked Universal about 10 years ago. They tried to.
I watched, I really was looking forward to
Del
it.
Toro
Just-
one?
Yeah, and I watched it again at Halloween, and because it's
Yeah.
filmed around areas near Bath, like Castle Combe and all that.
Oh, right.
And yeah, God, that film it feels like I really want it to be a good film, and it's not. It's really awful. And Dracula Rising as well. Didn't they
Yeah.
release that? That was actually going to be tied in with The Mummy, but they've kind of distanced it since it's
No, they haven't. I watched that flick the other day. Remember how it ends? When it ends in modern times? Dracula. You talking about the one with
Yeah, the new one.
the latest Dracula?
Yeah.
The one with Dominic Cooper in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one ends in modern day, doesn't it?
Yeah.
At the end, but I mean, they brought it into the modern times, so I guess it's kind of. It's not like 18th century Transylvania.
No.
It's kind of set. There's like a little tiny little Mario pipe into the
they were
modern day.
trying to make it very contemporary with
They do it on a Sherlock
that's
way,
what
kind
it is.
of like setting it just
Yeah.
now. But
I
sort
think that's what they're going to do. I think
I
they're going to
think
bring them
that
up.
they want to reboot Dracula rather than taking off that end of that
Yeah,
film.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah, they
they just
must
kind
do.
of they distanced it a lot.
Yeah, I would hope
I'd
so.
be up for that.
Because
I really hope so.
wouldn't that be great if you had Universal doing all like the practical effects stuff? Like, because I know a lot of it's CG, but there would be a lot of practical effects in. It's still Universal.
I heard rumours that the Rock, was it Dwayne Johnson,
What?
is going to be the Wolfman. I heard that somewhere.
Like a
And
body
you can-
double.
We're going to have to get.
So you're going to just be the
I
wolf
hope
when he's
so.
all hairy and
The
shit.
wolf is gonna be played by-
because
Jude Law.
And
What a horrible curse for Jude Law for like Under the Light performing to turn into the Rock. There's a
I don't know if
movie.
that's
What would that
true,
movie
you
be
know.
called?
I'm hesitating.
Hard Law.
Get the rings, because it'd be like wrestling references and there's a wedding, because he probably does a rom-com like that. You know? Get
Get the Rings, a Star Wars story with Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson.
He's alright. He's going to play Black Adam, isn't he?
Dwayne Johnson.
He's going to play Black Adam in the Shazam movie.
What?
Yeah, that's happening.
Allegedly, Dwayne Johnson is just Universal's top choice for the Wolf.
Thank fuck for that.
Yeah,
so
but
that might
that's a
not
top
happen.
choice though. Like, why would you like
Who
from
would you
Benedict del Toro from like he was good.
Benicio.
Benedict
Del Toro.
Benedict
As his
Cumberbatch.
very
It
English
should just
brother.
be Benedict Cumberbatch.
As the Wolfman, that would be a
Yeah,
good
that
shout.
would be really
That
good.
would be really good.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get...
But instead they're going the Rock.
Yeah, Universal went a different way. So potentially, anyway, we're going to get Maximus Decimus Jekyllus Heidicus
With Tom
fighting
Cruise.
fucking Ethan Hawke while the Rock just sort of throws stones. Oh. Yeah.
Big hairy Rock.
Oh. So yeah, I think that's all the flicks we have time for.
Oh.
We've covered the year. So yeah, we've talked like a lot about a lot of shit. Now I'm rambling, so I'm going to sign off. Thank you very much, Toby.
Yeah, thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
Good man. Thank you very much, Alec.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much for listening. We are on Facebook, we're on SoundCloud. Like, listen, share, subscribe, and we promise we'll probably be thinking about getting Twitter and a YouTube page by the time you listen to this.